Next, click the additional info tab to put in some additional information. The notation, you might put in something like, if this happens to be a real-time job, that will be videotaped, and this is first of these 3 depositions. The purpose of this notation field is that if I have a lot of jobs tomorrow, I'm looking at just the list of jobs. By looking at the notation column, I can tell something special about each job without going into the detail screen. The due date, it will default to the number of days you set up for each business unit. So if this is the normal turnaround of 2 weeks, for example, you will just leave it blank and system will automatically store your default. Sales rep, this person, Steve Green, is coming from the setup in the attorney's file. On those rare occasions where you have to override just for this job, then you will go ahead and override it with another sales rep's name. How referred, you can pick one of these marketing things that to indicate how this particular client came to you as a first-time client. So let's say I'm going to do website marketing. The billing rate, again, this is rare to specify the billing rate here, but you might have a rare occasion where you need to specify a particular billing rate table to be used when the billing department is going to bill this job. The confirmation notes, what you type in this box will appear when you send a client a confirmation email acknowledging the scheduling of the job. So you might put in things something like this. So you're basically telling your client that what they need to know in addition to all the other basic data about this job. In the resources notification notes area, you can type a special instruction for the code reporter, for instance, something like this. And this will show up when you send an email notifying the reporter of their job assignments tomorrow. Whatever you type in this box will appear on their email notifications. You can also use this ABC button in either box to do the spell check. At this point, go ahead and click the Save button at the top, and system will provide you a few more tabs once the job is permanently saved. So I'm going to save, and then we have 5 more tabs appears. When you click the Parties tab, you will notice that the scheduling party, the scheduling attorney, will always be here because RB8 will automatically add a scheduling attorney as part of the party automatically every single time. Now, sometimes can you have more than the scheduling party appear here automatically? The answer is yes. Remember the diagram that we were looking at when we were going over the case management? Well, again, going back, kind of a refreshing what we learned, that job parties, exactly what we are looking at right now, can inherit some of the parties from the case parties. So if this happens to be one of those rare managed cases, then you will see more names there that you have not entered that automatically will appear because those parties are coming from the case itself. Now, if you have a notice, and on the notice there are all the parties that are scheduled to show up or appear at the depot, then you can go ahead and add those parties in addition to the scheduling attorney by using this new function here. Now, as a calendaring person, you might say, you know what, I do not have a time or desire to put in all those appearances, even though I have the notice in front of me because of the time factor. Then it is fine. Then we'll simply left with a single party, that scheduling attorney, And later on, when production or billing department do the turn-in, they will be entering those parties. But if you want to go to extra mile, and 20% of the cases where you have a notices for this job, you can go ahead and enter those parties here at this time. Now the bottom grid says services requested. Now, so when you have a Daniel Berg, the ordering or scheduling attorney highlighted, you can simply click the pre-fill services button, and this will pull up some of those service items that I designated to be those items that usually clients ask for. And so this is a subset of my master items list. And here you can just simply say, this job client is asking for real time, he's asking for a videographer, and he wants to use our conference room, and we need a Spanish interpreter, is how you will specify those special services that are requested by the client. Now on the bottom grid here, it says preferred services. This item, condensed index ASCII pack, is coming from the profile of the attorney. So if the attorney is always asking for something, we call usually that's called a standing orders or standing request, and that's what is being brought up here by the RB. So you can also say, this attorney always wants this item, so I'm going to check that. So it'll also automatically add that item there, and just simply go save and close. And this will show these service items as a list, and this will automatically be passed along to the production turn-in and the billing department. Now in the resources tab, you can specify the specialties that are required for this job. So simply click this button, add remove, and from your specialty list, you can say, I need a reporter who can do real-time, medical, and rough draft, and save and close. Now that'll simply indicate to RB when you go to assign resources, later on we will be looking for those resources who has the specialty specified in their profile as medical, real-time, and rough draft. Now if the client is asking for a particular resource, even though we cannot guarantee that resources will be available for this job, but at least you can make a note of it. So simply go ahead and click the binoculars and designate the reporter or resource that the client is asking for. So let's say they're asking for Lisa Welch, and it's showing you the warning message here. Now the last section in the resources tab says assign the resources. Now normally you will not be assigning resources here, but if you already know the resources who's going to do this job, this is called a pre-assignment, because the depot might be 2-3 weeks away, and you can go ahead and do the assign resources by clicking the button here, and you can do the pre-assignment.